Hi guys, welcome back to Queen Bernadette. This is Queen Bernadette with another video for you guys. I wanted to talk about a little bit more about femininity, what it is, how do you bring more of it into your life if you're a woman and you don't have a lot of femininity to you, how to bring more of that into your life. Now, a lot of you might be thinking, well, why are you the authority on what it is to be feminine? As I had said in my video yesterday, there are certain signs in the zodiac that are very decidedly feminine. Okay. One of them being Taurus. Okay. We like all things beauty because we are ruled by the planet Venus. Okay. So we're all about love and beauty. So the other zodiac sign that falls into this category is Libra, which Libra and Taurus both share the same planet. Okay. I do feel like we're the only ones, correct me if I'm wrong, that are the only two in the zodiac that share a planet. Okay. I don't really, in my experience, get along with Libras. Unfortunately, my only experiences with Libras have been negative ones, as well as Aries for some reason. And it's really, really telling because Aries is a very decidedly masculine energy. Okay. Even the women are very, very masculine. Okay. Even when they're doing decidedly feminine things, they're very masculine about it, very in your face about it. Okay. Um, Now, of course, these are my experiences with these signs. Okay. This is not to say that this is the end all be all. Okay. I don't want anybody to feel triggered or offended by what I'm saying. Okay. If you fall into any of these signs, you may be a very nice Aries or a very nice Libra. Okay. But with my experiences, they have not been good at all. Now, I wanted to talk about the energies of masculine and feminine and how they interweave within each other. Okay. Now, I have been seeing a lot online about so-called divine feminines that are really, really talking a lot of mess. I'm not, for the sake of this video and being feminine, I do not want to curse. I'm really being conscious about that. Okay. That's really one of the few masculine traits that I have about myself. The other is when I defend myself, I sling the curse words. That's when you see the masculine come out in me. And when I'm rallying up my feminines, that's when you see the masculine come out in me. Other than that, I'm very, very overly feminine. Okay. Now, this smear campaign, and I was speaking to my friend about this, and she called it. That's exactly what this is. Okay. We have noticed a smear campaign that is being done on the masculine, and this is not through any conscious choice by certain individuals. There are a lot of individuals that are kind of being used as puppets to thwart, stop, halt the very, very rapid energies going into union. Okay. And I'm sure I'm not the only one that has been feeling this. I have been speaking to my friends about this. They feel it too. And I'm sure those of you that resonate with this have been feeling this too. Now, I wanted to point something out. You can always tell who has a deficit of some kind of energy by the way they act towards the opposite sex. Okay. You can always tell where they are on their journey, and they tell on themselves a lot by how they talk about the opposite sex. Okay. Now, not to point out any names, because quite honestly, it's not necessary. You'll exactly know who I'm speaking about when I say this description. It's a misandrous energy. Now, misandry, and I've talked about this before in videos past, is the abhorrence and an ultimate hatred of males, men, and boys. Okay, just hatred of the male sex. Okay, I, for one, look, even before I met my masculine, my energy being very, very feminine, I love men. Okay, I just love men. Okay, it's when you know that you're very, very feminine, you're going to really, really migrate towards a very, very masculine man. Now, I'm going to tell you, I'm getting chills as I'm telling you this. For me, and every woman has something different that they consider very masculine. For me, I do like scent. Scent because I'm very, very rooted as a Taurus in my five senses. Okay. Scent being one of them. Okay. If I smell cologne and tobacco on a man, it's a very nice smell. And if they can bottle that smell, that scent, I don't know, maybe you guys know of a scent that has tobacco in it, that it smells more tobacco-y, if that's a word, than like not fragrancy, right? Like more, I guess, musky or woodsy of a scent than the sweeter smelling part of it, right? Because that's the part that's attached to your pheromones as a woman, right? Just like when we wear a scent, and if you want to know more about scent, refer back to my video that I made on all of the perfumes that I have. It's like basically, it's a lot. Oh, it's a lot. For me, what says a very masculine scent is a combination of a nice cologne mixed in with tobacco. Oh, it's such an alluring scent. Oh my goodness gracious, it's intoxicating. I love that scent. But that in itself is very decidedly masculine, so it triggers the femininity within me, right? If my masculine was wearing that right now, I'd be all over him. I would be all, I mean, he doesn't have to wear it, because he's sexy on his own. But if he was wearing that, I was like, oh, yeah, don't do that to me. Look, when you are very, very comfortable in your femininity, you need that masculine energy, right? But when you have a deficit of masculine energy that is within you, that is not toxic and doesn't border on the misandrous, so that you can see exactly what misandry comes from. A lot of these words come from Greek root words. Okay, so let's just go into the definition of misandry. Okay, misandry is formed from the Greek misos, meaning hatred, and aner, andros, man. Use of the word could be found as far back as the 19th century, including an 1871 use in the Spectator magazine. Okay. Um, let's just get a little further deeper into this, okay? Misandry. Because we always talk about misogyny, but we don't talk about misandry. Okay, it's a little uneven. If you're going to talk about misogyny, which we certainly should talk about, it's a lot of emphasis on that, a lot. But there's not enough emphasis on misandry. Okay, and this is where the two polarities are warring now, because We were talking about toxic masculinity, toxic femininity in yesterday's video. And when you have been hurt by men, it's going to turn something on, that's that masculine part that's within you as a feminine female. It's going to surely be activated, but it's going to be manipulated by something a lot more sinister. Okay? So we don't talk enough about the violence against men, or, misandry. And that can take many, many forms. Okay? We don't talk about how men, because of this whole system that has been set up, that every man is supposedly a misogynist because they don't fall into the severe feminist principles, then all of a sudden they're a misogynist. That's not fair either. Okay? Because I have seen a lot of women get in men's faces, and, while it's never right to hit a woman, you know, that part of them is in there. Is like, I have to walk away. Otherwise, I'm going to do something that's going to get me put in jail. And there are some women that kind of manipulate that. Get in his face, get in his face, get in his face. Knowing that as soon as he strikes you, then he gets put in jail. But nobody talks about the antagonization, okay, and the getting in his face. Not enough people are speaking up for the men, okay? There seems to be this movement of misandrous females that, by definition, they have the body parts of a female but have zero femininity in them. Zero. I mean, you can look. And the same thing goes for guys that have not a lot of masculinity in them, okay? Technically, you have a penis, but it's like, I mean, if that's going to be your only gauge, what is your energy like, okay? Because you can have penis and still act more of a bitch than we're bitchy, okay? And you may think of me as misogynist with me saying this, than a female, okay? And then this is the point that I'm trying to make. The way that these things are intermingling is very toxic, because there was a very clear set way that God had intended for males to be and for females to be, but then you have these feminists that want to come in and say, oh, those are gender roles. Oh, come on. Sometimes you do have gender roles. I mean, look, man, while a man should learn to do certain things to help out, there are certain things that a woman does better than a man, just like there are certain things that a man does better than a woman. Okay? No one is better at being a woman than a woman. Nobody is better at being a manly man than a man. Okay? What's another trait to me of what looks very, very decidedly masculine and therefore sexy, which kind of balances out the female male dynamic, okay? I love a full beard. I have told my masculine many, many times, never shave it off. Never shave it off. Okay, do not shave that beard off. It gives you this lumberjack thing that is like, okay. And he knows this, and he's probably, if he's watching right now, he's probably cracking up right now. Okay, and those eyes, oh my gosh, I can't. I don't want to turn to a puddle on the floor right now, just talking to you guys about my baby. But that being said, just be careful in this whole movement of fighting misogyny, which you should, just don't get caught up too much so that you just completely besmirch the original templates. And we're not even going to call them roles, they're templates. Okay. So for those that really can use this video, I am going to be moving into really the feminine energy, because we talk about the masculines all the time. But we're going to be talking about the feminines and what you can do to balance out these energies, okay? Because if you're a feminine, if you're a woman and you don't have a lot of femininity, there are a lot of masculine feminines that are DFs, okay? And there has to be a certain evening out, a calibration, okay, which I've talked about that, the calibration in videos past. I talk about it all the time. And there has to be a calibration. You can't have one overshadowing the other. If you're going to be the whole man in this union, then there's not going to be any room for your masculine to come in, because he has to enter in that space and that notch, right? And if you're taking over the whole maledom of this, the whole masculinity of this, then what point is there for him to come in? But when you get into that receptive mode, that's when he comes in. That's when you start getting the information you need and, really getting some peace in this situation. Okay? Because when it's supposed to happen is when it's going to happen. We can't make it happen any quicker than it's supposed to happen. Okay? And this is coming from a genuine feminine. Okay? It's not going to happen any quicker than you want it to, okay? But you can make the process a little easier and a little more smooth if you calibrate yourself according to your masculine, and your masculine in turn does the same, okay? Like right now, I'm very, very, very rested and comfortable in my femininity, okay? And that's really, as a Taurus, that's my natural state, okay? That's my home state, right? Because I need my masculine to be my masculine, right? Does what the masculine does, right? But if I start being a little too aggressive or, getting all up in his face energetically, then he's not going to respond to that. Okay, because he's masculine, I'm feminine. So there has to be that, like, when you fold your hands and you put them on a desk, the fingers interlace, right? It's like that. Pieces to a puzzle. Just fits, right? So let's get into how to be more feminine, right? And this is not for those that are already feminine. Obviously, if you're already very, very, very soft and feminine and soft spoken, okay, you don't need to be rah 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 in people's faces, then this is not so much a video for you, because you already know what to do. You already are well rested and kind of anchored in your femininity. This is for those that really need kind of a lesson in that. Okay, so this is in no way meant to insult anybody or offend anybody. If you're offended by this, then, I'm the least of your problems. Okay? I'm the least of your worries. It didn't start with me in this video, okay? But let's get into it, shall we? Let me just make sure that everything is good to go. Hold on. Just give me a minute, guys, okay? Hold on just a minute. Thank you for your patience. Okay. So you already know what misandry is. Okay, so we're going to go to the definition of femininity so that you know where this video is going. Femininity Noun, the quality or nature of the female sex, the quality, state, or degree of being feminine or womanly. Okay? Alrighty, hold on a second, guys. Gotta open this notification here. Hold on. All right. Oh, I love my amigas. I love my friends. They're so beautiful. I love these ladies. Um, so let's get into the 25 best tips on how to be more feminine. Okay. All credit goes to the original author. Go check out the original article when you get a chance. Okay. Whoops. What is this all about? Hmm? Okay. No, what did I do? Oh, okay. I don't know how to use my own computer. What the heck? Okay, here we go. All right. Alrighty. So, sorry, I'm just responding. I love this girl. Oh my goodness. I love her so much. Oh, big hugs. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. Oh, oh my goodness. I love her. I love her to pieces. Anyway, here we go. 25 best tips on how to be more feminine and attractive. You want to be more feminine and look attractive to men. Look, man. Okay. That's in general for those singletons that are not on the twin flame journey. So let's just skip that one, okay? To be more feminine, use red. Do I agree with that? In varying degrees, yes. Red is a very sensual, feminine color. It's like the more bolder cousin of pink. Okay, pink is a little shyer. She's not willing to do the more bolder things that red is more apt to do. Okay, red is in a masculine's eyes. When they see a woman wear red, it's like, ooh, wow, that commands my attention, because they equate that with sensuality. Okay, if you wear red, there are certain times that you should not wear red. Okay. If you're invited to somebody's wedding and you're close friends with um, the bride, or if you're somebody that one of the other people knows that came to this wedding, or you crashed this wedding, do not wear red. Okay. Red in that instance kind of conveys harlotry, especially in contrast to white, because the two boldest colors there are the white on the bride and the red on the harlot. Okay. Now, nobody's saying that you're the harlot, but wearing red, just be conscious of wearing certain colors, what kind of message that conveys. It is said, and this is kind of tradition, so this didn't start with me. I'm not pulling this out of thin air. Look it up. When you wear red to a wedding and you're a woman, that says that you slept with the groom without you saying it. And it's disrespectful to the bride. So never show up in red to a wedding. Okay? That's one of the no colors. Okay? I'm going to tell you, for my wedding, nobody better be wearing red, because you'll be rejected at the door. Don't wear red. You better not wear red. Okay? Just don't do it. Okay? But in all other instances, okay, this is a great date color. This is a great date, like, especially if you plan on having a little sexy time afterwards, right? Okay. This is a very good color to kind of convey without you saying a word. I'm so feminine that I'm practically ovulating. Okay. Okay, that's kind of what it says, right? But this is more so I feel a color that you can use when you have an anniversary with your guy, right? And he gets the message when he sees you wearing red, okay? When a guy sees you wearing red, for the masculine, for the male, it does something to their nether regions because the whole package looks like you're ready for him. Okay. So when you guys, get back into union with your masculines, put a little red something or other, whether it's a red lip, a red blouse, a red bottom, whatever it is. Red shoes always look nice. Red shoes with with a white top that has horizontal blue stripes. Very, very aquatic, marine, okay, with a pair of white capri pants. Oh, if that doesn't look good, I don't know what does. And guys, I can dress a person. I can dress you from the top of your head to the bottom of your shoes. Okay, honey? This is why I charge a little bit of money for, the whole wardrobe aspect of this, because I'm good at what I do. Okay. So in the instance of this young lady right here, right? She has it the right way. It's the best combination here. It's not too over the top. She has a little bit of white here, just a sliver of belly showing, and it's very cute because it's sexy, but it's very, very decidedly feminine because look at the ruffles here and look at the ruffles here. Okay. And then the little gold always looks nice with red. Okay. So if you are in doubt as to what you can wear, us ladies always have those times where we have a closet full of clothes, but yet nothing to wear, right? Always red. Red will always make you feel like, excuse my French, that bitch. Okay. So let's just go back up the thing here. Some of these are pretty self-explanatory. Take care of your hygiene. Don't be a pig. Use perfume. Okay. Be more feminine by using a good perfume. Use a beautiful perfume. Nothing can excite a man more than a girl that smells nice, but don't overdo it. Don't bathe yourself in it. Okay. You do not need to spray perfume so that everyone around you can feel it, but it needs to be felt when someone approaches you. So how do you do that? Pulse points behind your ears, your wrists, between your decollete, between your breasts. That's another pulse point because that's where your heart is. Okay. Um, Collarbone. Okay. The back of the knees. And I think that's it. And if you want to, spray a little in your hair too, right? But don't like douse yourself in it. What I see a lot of women do is that they spray the cloud in the air and then they walk into the cloud. That way it's all over them, right? I see some women, they get it all wrong. It's like all over. It's like it's like they're spraying Windex or something. It's like all over. Look, we get it. It's a nice smell, but it should complement your allure that's already there, not being the center of attention. Because some people will get offended by the strong smell. Okay. And also note that everybody's pH is different. Okay. I'm kind of lucky in that sense that my pH is kind of like universal. I can pretty much wear anything and it smells nice on me. Okay. So to be more feminine, wear clothes that fit your body. No one was born with a perfect body. I certainly wasn't. That's bad news. The good news is that we can change what we do not like on our body if we work on it. In the meantime, wear the clothing that suits you. And I've always said this as a stylist. I've always said this, okay? And this is one of the from the mentors that I have, okay, in styling. They've always said this too, okay? And I learned this from them. In the meantime, until you are working on your body, dress for your body. Don't make your body wear the dress, make the dress fit you. Okay. So a lot of people attempt to squeeze themselves in things that are a little too tight because they're so afraid of what the number looks like. Right. If you're a 14, be a beautiful 14. If you're a size 32, be a beautiful size 32. Okay. Not everybody's a 0. The lightest that I've ever been was a size 6. That's as far as I went. Anything else, I looked emaciated. Okay. So you got to keep that in mind too. Don't feel pressured by industry standards to look a certain way. You're not a Barbie doll. Okay. Those are unrealistic proportions. Okay. Dress according to what your body looks like now. If you have nice full breasts, highlight the breasts. Not disgustingly so that everything is spilling out, but enough to you see there's a little bit of curve there. Okay, very goddess like. Okay. Nobody's saying for you to shy away and put a burlap sack on. No, there's a certain degree between modesty and being ready for the convent. Okay. You can be modest, but it's still, show your very womanly curves, but not so much so that, you're advertising everything. Okay. Some people just get it wrong. It's like, there's a way of dressing that shows your beautiful curves without being obscene about it. Okay. And then, you have the ones that, I mean, I've seen people with turtlenecks in the summer. I mean, turtlenecks in the summer. What are you doing? What are you doing? Unless you're a nun, you know, you're pretty much going to pass out if you have all of these clothes on. Okay. So you have to have a balance. Okay. You know, you know, there's also the element of your personal taste too. Some people like to show a little more. Some people like to show a little less. Okay. Find a happy medium so that it's not either extreme. Okay. Whatever is comfortable for you. Me personally, I like my body parts, and look, I came out with certain body parts that are nice, so I'm not going to have them spilling out onto the table, but it's going to be a little cleavage there, a little bit, just a tad, okay, just a bit, okay, but then in no way, shape, or form I'm going to have all my butt cheeks hanging out on the gram, or no, none of that. Okay, there's no need for that. Okay, it's like, what are you trying to prove, really? It's like, so let's move on. And it says it here. If you have bigger hips, do not wear clothes that are too narrow and colorful trousers, as they increase the look of the thigh. Do not wear too wide jackets if your stomach is not flat and you have spoilers. Do not wear t-shirts that are short or glued on you. It's best to choose a tunic. Like, okay, my middle's a little thick. Okay, I'm what you would call thick anyway. Um, so my problem area is my middle, is my midsection. Because of my back surgery that I had in what was it, 1985. And get this, guys, I just realized the other day, and I told my friend about this. I guess the earliest indication that I was a twin, before I even knew what that was these staples that they put in your back post surgery, because they that's how they seal the skin back together, right? Because it was from my mid back. It's the Harrington rods, and if I give you um, a picture of what's in there, and it's going to be in there until the day I die. Okay, it's Harrington rods, and they're basically there to keep the spine from becoming deformed again. Okay, um, because when I had the surgery, my spine was not doing too well. Okay, I was already at 11 degrees. Okay, and it was very twisted, and I had to wear a brace to kind of get myself used to it. And they thought that they could actually, they tried to avoid surgery. Of course, you got to try to avoid surgery at all costs. But with the brace, it was not working because, it was just going to get progressive as the time went along. And by the time I was 16, I would have been kissing the floor. Okay. I would have been all hunched over and just a mess. Okay. But, you know, and I remember even at 10 years old, I was like, I was pretty scrappy even as a kid. You would think that at 10 years old, um, that somebody would be very, very scared at 10 years old to go into surgery. I was like, okay, you know, I mean, maybe a little bit, but not really because I knew that I was going to be knocked out. Even in my 10-year-old brain, I already knew I was going to be knocked out. I'm not going to feel anything. It's not like I'm going to feel them cutting into me. Okay. And I knew that when I got out that I was going to be better. Okay. So, and I knew there would be some pain or whatever, but in my 10-year-old brain, you know, I wasn't really scared. Maybe that's because my doctor was a good doctor and gave me all of the confidence, or maybe I was just, for somebody about to go into major surgery at that time, it was $28,000 for that surgery. Okay. It's a lot more now, but I don't know if they're still doing Harrington rods 30 years later. Okay. Um, and even afterwards, some people have complications because there's a lot of adults having scoliosis surgery, and it's like, that's something you should really do when you're 10. Okay. But thank goodness to the government program, I was able to get that surgery. There was no way in hell that we were going to be able to afford a $30,000 surgery. Okay. But I'm here. I dance like the Dickens. I'm always the first one to break the ice at parties, because I shake my booty like the best of them. Okay, I can have children. I can do all of that stuff that people were very, very concerned about. It's like because it's your spine, and that when you're going into labor, they usually give you epidural. So there was that concern, like no, none of that's going to affect her at all. Okay. Oh, great. Wonderful. Got my life. Okay. And I still, as I speak to you now, I have these Harrington rods in my back right now. And if I would let one of you ladies, kind of like feel on my back, you can feel it. If you would put your two fingers there, you can feel where the thing starts. That's, it's major surgery. If they would have made a misstep, God forbid, I would have been paralyzed. Okay, so thank God Almighty for giving me a good doctor that knew what the hell he was doing. Okay, and fun fact, the doctor that did my surgery is actually the same doctor that did the same type of surgery to Gloria Estefan when she had her car accident. Okay, so we're kind of like kindred spirits in that sense, right? So I share that kind of, and she's tribe of Manesa, because she's Cuban. So we kind of share that kind of like that kindred spirit type of energy because we have the same doctor, the exact same doctor. Yay! Oh, he's a teaching doctor now, full head of white hair and everything. And yeah, he's still at the same hospital. Still at the same hospital. If I went there today, that his name is on that plaque that they have inside the hospital. I'm not going to say his name, for privacy reasons. And but he was a good doctor. And guess how many staples were in my back that they had to take out? 144. Yeah. 144,000. Get it? Yeah. So that was probably my earliest indication as to who I am. So, um, a lot of people like to rest on numbers when they want to figure out if they're a twin or not. But, I wasn't even into numerology as a kid. Okay. Ever. I wasn't the most spiritual person as a kid. Okay. Believed in God, but wasn't very heavy into it. Right. But then thinking back now at the 144 staples they pulled out one by one, 144 times. Okay. Um, so I've been through my stuff, guys. I've been through it. Okay. You guys know what I've been through on this channel. So, I don't hide anything from you guys. My life's an open book. So anyway, getting back to the subject at hand, I had told you guys before that whatever is your concern as far as your shape, if you have, let's say you're very hippie, right? You're kind of an apple shape. Well, no, that's not really an apple shape. A pear shape, actually. Yeah. Very small on top, very big on the bottom, right? But you want to even it out. So what you do, how you combat that, and I said this on my stylist video, you actually wear something with very prominent shoulders. Okay, that there's a lot of attention on the shoulders, either a bedazzlement or the cut is very, very angular, that it draws attention to the shoulders. That way, and it kind of nips at the waist. So there's more of a 8 kind of figure, right? It evens everything out and it's more aesthetically pleasing. Okay. Take care of your hair. Okay. Whether your hair is short, long, curly, straight, whatever it is, take care of your hair. Use vitamins, use specific oils for your type of hair. Like me, I have wavy hair. And if I don't put some kind of product in it, it really frizzes out, especially in this weather, this humid weather. It's like, and it doesn't exactly like get full like a beautiful way. It kind of like just frizzes out at the surface, right? And it's like, it's annoying. So I had to use some kind of oil and very, very light during next to the scalp. I had to kind of go with a very, very light hand. Okay, I can't glop it on because then it's like, then you just look like you have oily hair. And really concentrate it at the ends because that's where the bulk of my curl and my waves is, right? So you work with your specific hair type and do your research on what is the best way to take care of your hair, okay? Avoid a lot of the unnecessary harsh chemicals, okay? Like, I can't straighten my hair too much because it tends to break. So, there's not enough heat protectant spray in the world to, prevent the breakage. Okay. So my hair is very prone to breakage. So I cannot, even though I love the look of, straightened out hair, I can't do it too often because it breaks my hair. Okay. So you have to keep these into consideration. Okay. These little things that you do, and when you see the finished product in the mirror, there is something psychologically that happens when you look at this new improved version of you, right? It does something. It kind of recalibrates things within you as well. That who you are inside, who you feel inside, is now showing on the outside. And I wanted to make a clear distinction. You do need to work on the inside so that the outside just reflects what's on the inside. Because there's a lot of people that work just on the outside, but inside they're very vapid and cold and dark. Okay. And they don't have any kind of, light within them. The surface looks nice, but they're a demon inside. Okay. So let's continue here. Take care of your hair. Go to the gym, okay? Nobody is asking you to become the next female bodybuilder, okay? But cardio is good. Get that heart rate up so that more oxygen is being pumped into your blood. The blood is pumping a little more throughout your body, okay? And really, it brings the flush to your face. And, have you ever noticed that when you finish a good workout, there's a flush to your face? That's because of all the oxygen in your blood, and your blood responds to that like, oh, wow, and what is going on inside your body, you can see it on the outside, okay? And it says it right here. You like when a man has a well-formed body, don't you? Get out and activate yourself. Not only will you look nice, but you will be healthy too. Just don't lose too much pounds. Remember that men love girls with, I think they meant to say curves. Curls too, I'm sure, I don't think they have a preference or anything, but they like curls too. That's a typo there. Curves, okay? You don't want to now if you're naturally thin, then just do this to keep yourself healthy on the inside, because you already don't have a lot of weight to you. But do your exercise regime as something that's more cardio as opposed to strength training. Okay, strength training is more to develop muscle, okay, and tone everything. Okay, that's more for people that want to lose weight. Okay, but cardio is more for people that want to get a lot of feel good endorphins through exercise. Okay, after a good run, cardio is more for the thinner set. Okay, let's see. Keep practicing at least 30 minutes a day, and if you cannot, then at least 3 times a week. Join a club where a group exercise is organized. During coronavirus, I would stick to any kind of home-based exercise plan, okay? Just, even with the 6 feet rule, it's like, eesh. Just, any place where a lot of people congregate, and come in and out, it could be a little dangerous. So, let's stay safe out there, okay? Consider getting a at-home exercise plan, okay? Zumba is nice. Those things that you put on the video or the DVD or something, and I don't know of anybody that still owns a VCR, but you put the DVD in, okay, or the Blu-ray in, and you know you do it in the comfort of your own home where you don't have people gawking at you and staring at you. You know what I mean? Of course, there are some, they call them gym rats. They go over there just to hang out and kind of like, check themselves out in the mirror, But then you got the more serious folk like you and I that, we're there to work out, and there is that thing, I don't like being stared at, like I'm over here not looking especially attractive, huffing and hawing over here, I only take in 12% oxygen at one time. That's due to the scoliosis. It did a little something to my lungs. And this is why the whole wearing of the mask thing kind of kills my ass. Excuse my French. Okay. Kills my behind because, taking in only 12% air, oxygen, you're not getting a lot of air in there. This is, it's something that I've had this whole time, didn't even realize I did. That's why, you need a good doctor, to tell you these things. Anyway, 30 minutes a day should be more than enough. Okay. Get dressed more attractively. Get dressed in attractive clothes occasionally from time to time. Dress up. You did it when you were 6 years old, 3 years old, putting on mommy's heels and putting on her lipstick, okay, and putting her hat on, okay? And the same could be said as an adult, only, you actually fit into those things now, okay? It's nice to dress up just to dress up sometimes. That can make you feel so good. I'm going to reference a episode of Sex and the City where Charlotte And those of you that love your Sex in the City, you know which one I'm talking about, where Charlotte had just lost a baby. And she was feeling very depressed, as a woman going through a miscarriage would. I know what it's like to have a miscarriage. It's not a nice experience at all. Um, and she was extremely upset. Her husband Harry was like, Carrie, you're the only one that can kind of get her out of her slump, right? Came and talked to her and everything, and next thing you know, it probably had an effect because she was watching something from Elizabeth Taylor. I forget what it was that she said, Elizabeth Taylor. And I've always seen Charlotte as kind of like a very young Elizabeth Taylor, right? Like, that kind of very old world glamour, like, 1950s glamour, 1940s glamour, right? And she comes out after being holed up in her room for so long. She comes out when she debuts. Even the doorman kind of gives her a look like, well, wow, And I think they had like Pretty Woman or something. I forget what they had, something playing in the background. Uh, and she comes out and she has the full brimmed hat and she has a nice pink suit and she comes out with the glasses, and everything, and just very, very much so a lady in every respect. Okay. For those that are watching this that may need this, take etiquette classes, right? I do believe that they have etiquette classes here on YouTube. So why would you pay money for a class if you can get it for free here on YouTube, right? I mean, exactly. We're going through a pandemic, so don't spend money unnecessarily, right? But take etiquette classes, because quite honestly, feminines, we don't know what's going to happen when the masculine does what he needs to do and comes gets us. Okay? You don't know where he's planning on taking you. The Russian tea room. That's here in New York, the Russian tea room. I've always wanted to go to the Russian tea room. Okay? Very fancy. Perhaps the Blue Note, again in New York. Okay? That's a jazz club. I'm telling you guys, stick with me. I'll tell you all the places to go. Okay, if you ever visit New York, okay, I'll tell you all the places to go. Um, but yeah, so Charlotte walks out, and it's like, it's amazing what dressing very feminine can do for you as a woman. Because a lot of times there's a big correlation between what you're wearing and how you act. There is a big correlation in that. Like, on the same token, if you're wearing nothing but a baggy shirt, and these non-formed jeans that don't do anything for your curves, then you're kind of going to respond in kind with your attitude and your personality, right? It does have a direct effect. We have mirrors all over in our house. There's no way that we can avoid seeing what we look like, right? And a lot of us have one like in our bedrooms or something, a full length mirror so you can see what you look like. Okay, there's no excuse. So keep that in mind. Sometimes if you're feeling a little down, just to take a walk or go window shopping, okay? Plan a little window shopping, right? But dress up a little bit for it. I'm not saying go full Audrey Hepburn, okay? No, that's not what I'm saying at all, but just dress up a bit for it, okay? It'll make you feel good. It's directly correlated. So it says here, choose clothes in which you will look thinner, which will emphasize your curves. Narrow jeans are always good, or skinny jeans, okay? You can wear, I do apologize for the consistent typos here. You know how I feel about grammar, okay? Um, you can wear carrots sometimes. I think this person meant orange. It's not bad, but do not show too much skin. Wait a minute. What is she trying to say here? Oh, okay. What I feel like she was trying to say here is that you can show a little bit of skin, but don't show off all your merchandise. Okay, don't show it all off. I mean, then do you ever heard of the? Have you ever heard of the saying, "Why buy the cow when I'm getting the milk for free?" Right? You know, it's like a lot of this is presentation. If you present yourself as a streetwalker, you're going to be treated as a streetwalker. If you present yourself as a lady, a classy lady, then you're going to be treated as a classy lady. Okay? You can't be wearing things that kind of have your boobs spilling out and your behind spilling out and everything, and you leave nothing to the imagination and expect to be treated with the utmost respect. I mean, you're kind of advertising yourself as, well, a streetwalker. Okay. Now, I'm not saying that you can't dress sexy. Not at all. That's not what I'm saying at all. But pick one. Pick one or the other. Too much is overkill. If you got great legs, show them off, but don't go overboard in showing them off. I mean, don't wear a micro mini that you can't even sit down because you're going to show your business to everybody in the mall. Okay. All right. There's balance. Balance, my feminines. Balance. Okay. If you've got great legs, show them off with a nice slit. Like, okay, up to the knee, up to the knee is a great length because it allows you to be able to sit down, but it still shows enough leg to show the nice curve of your legs. Okay. But if you want to take it up a little bit more, then maybe have a little bit of a slit in that skirt, but not too high. Okay. Maybe about a quarter of the way, just a peak, a peak. You see, the women back in the 40s and the 50s, they knew how to dress just enough to show what was there without showing off. The peep toe pump. Have you ever heard of the peep toe pump? I love the peep toe pump. Okay. Gives you enough showing of the toes because men love toes for some reason. Okay. Shows enough of the toes without showing too much of the toes. Show a little bit, not too much. Okay. That's the difference between being feminine and a bit, I don't want to use the word, but some women can dress a little bit skanky. Okay. Okay. I hate to use that word. I do, but I mean, what other word am I going to find that describes that? A little bit, just a little bit of toe, a little bit. Okay. And if you have a pencil skirt, and it's way, way, way too tight, but you need wiggle room. They call it wiggle room because then you don't want to be like one of these cartoon characters that you can't even walk. You're taking like these little teeny steps at a time because there's not enough give in the opening of the skirt to allow your legs to move. Then you need a little bit of a back flap, right? But make sure that it doesn't go all the way up so that if you bend over to pick something up, that it doesn't show you behind. You have to be conscious about how you look in a 360-degree angle. Okay. Be conscious of everything, guys. Okay. Ladies, I should say. Be conscious of everything, how you look 360. Okay. Proper posture. And as I'm recording this, I should probably be doing that right now because I tend to slouch and that's not good. When you have great posture, it sucks in your belly, which makes your waist look narrower. And it also makes your breasts look a lot fuller because you're sticking. It's when you straighten everything out, everything comes out. Okay, so align your spine. Me, somebody that has had scoliosis surgery, I really should not be slouching. Really, shame on you, Bernie. Shame on you. And even as I record this now, I'm practicing my good posture. Does it make you look pretentious? Who cares? Some people say that, oh, you're standing so straight, you kind of look a little pretentious, like you got a stick up your butt. No. No. I mean, don't look like a soldier, but just enough. It has to look relaxed, right? So I want you guys to practice these things in the mirror and everything after this video. Just practice these things, okay? I'm telling you right now. This is going to, now I'm talking about the outside looks and everything. We'll get into later on in this video, how you can blend the two things, right? And I already told you guys the basis of it, that if you're acting masculine, or if you're being overtly angry or aggressive or anything that's traditionally a masculine trait, then there's really no room for the masculine to come in. Right? So you have to keep this in mind. You're a woman, as Sofia Vergara says, you're a woman, dress like a woman. And be proud of it. Love it. Enjoy the process. You're going to love it, guys. I keep saying guys. That's the informal. Ladies, be proud of being a lady. Enjoy your femininity. Okay? I don't know if we're going to get into the other 10 here, because this person has a lot here. Let's see. A lot of pinks, peaches, lavenders. Incorporate a lot of that pale grays into your wardrobe. Okay? Be more feminine by using girly and elegant clothes. Skirts that are attractive for your body type. Okay? If you need help with all of this, you certainly can reach out to me. This is kind of my thing. Okay? I love clothes, obviously. Okay. If you need help with any of these things as far as what to do, let me know. I'm in the comments here. I'm not going to, believe me, I would love the chance to help you guys. Okay. Just, it would be an awesome opportunity and I would welcome it. Compliment yourself to feel more feminine. Don't berate yourself, because then all of this that I'm telling you is going to be moot. Compliment yourself. Find at least one thing on you. Everybody, no matter how down they're feeling on themselves, has at least one thing they like about themselves. And then when you find one, you start to migrate all over your body and say, oh, I kind of like that too. And then accentuate it. Okay? I don't have classic good looks, guys, but I know how to work with what I have. Okay? I have high cheekbones that I'm very, very proud of. I don't know where I get it from. I think I get it from Dad. Yeah, I think I get it from Dad, because Mommy doesn't have the high cheekbones. She doesn't. Which, isn't that weird? Kind of like when little boy babies have the long eyelashes. It's like, how did that happen? I'm like, dang it. But compliment yourself. If you have beautiful eyes, if you're looking at the mirror right now while you're listening to this video, as a matter of fact, I will have a mirror with you as you're looking at this video. Look at your face. What do you like about your face? Emphasize it. But don't emphasize it so much that everything else, it kind of looks like the focal point of your face. Like, for instance, when you're going for a very dramatic look, don't do both eyes and lips. Nope, it's not going to work. It's going to cancel each other out and it's not going to have the same effect. If you have these beautiful, beautiful eyes, right? And you want to highlight those eyes, first find the color that complements them. Now, brown eyes look best in purple, green, and blue shades. Okay? Blue eyes look better with pink. as well as green eyes look better with pink shades. Okay. Um, Gray eyes, I don't see too many gray eyes. They're very, very rare. They look better with like blue, but like a very, very, very dark blue, right? But very, very well blended out. It can't look very, very stark, the line. It can't. Otherwise, you're just going to look like a drag queen. You don't want that. Okay. So if you are going to wear a dark blue and you have gray eyes, then I would feather out the line. Okay. Just take a good blending brush and just blend everything out until you can't blend it out no more. Okay. And use highlighter at your brow bone to give it a good contrast. Okay. You do need to have a base color, a main color, and a contrasting color, as well as highlighter colors. Okay. It's all about bringing out what needs to be brought out and sinking back what doesn't want to be shown. Okay. It's art. It's art. Okay. I do feel art is a very feminine thing. Okay. Try something new that will make you more feminine. Let's see what this person says here. Um, Dance classes. I took a tango class one time. I enjoyed it very much. I love dance classes. Dance classes are a very good way of bringing out that side, bringing out your femininity, and also your coordination. This is good for people that have never worn heels in their life. Okay, hold on, let me get some water. It's very good because in order to dance properly, they make you wear the dancing shoes, which have a little bit of about like a 2-inch heel on them. So as you're doing the twists and turns, it's a good way of practicing how to walk in heels because it's 2 inches. Anybody can walk in 2 inches. Okay. And then you can kind of graduate to, a higher heel. Okay. So that's a good starting point. And it's very social and it gets you out of the house. Okay. So dance classes are my number one suggestion for this type of thing. What she says here, try something new. Okay. Don't try anything dangerous. We need you in one piece. Okay. If that thing you're considering is has any kind of life threatening abilities to it, do not do it. Okay. We need you guys. We need you in one piece. Be feminine by following the mode, which I do apologize, guys. This, ladies, I'm so used to saying guys. Um, I don't know what age it was of the person that wrote this article. It's like I'm noticing a lot of grammatical stuff, but let's just pass right through it. This look right here is very slimming. Okay. Now we're in the warmer months, so this is not going to work at all. Okay. But notice for this, if you have great shoulders and nice decollete, I think that's what you call it, decollete or decollete. Yeah. That's your collarbone. Your decollete is your collarbone. Okay. That's this part right here, the decollete. Okay. What I would do with this is actually, I like this general outfit, but I would kind of change it to an off the shoulder, not completely off the shoulder to like here, because then that just borders on slutty. But just right here, just the right amount, right there, just skimming the shoulders just right where the collarbone meets, right? That's where it should come down on the shoulder, right? And with this, I probably would not have had green. I would probably had a gold to match with the gold buckling here. Same silhouette, but actually I would have had like a gold pant. Gold pants. Yeah, gold pants. And the this, okay, she did good with this because it matches this. All right. Other than that, I would just change a couple of things on that, but that's the stylist in me. I'm always looking at what people are wearing. Do not exaggerate. What was I just saying? Do not exaggerate. It's very easy to go a little overboard when you're really practicing your femininity, okay? Don't exaggerate, don't go overboard. Don't wear low cut blouses, don't wear high mini skirts. It's like it's overkill. It's like too much, and then people, it's going to turn people off, okay? Keep in mind, keep in mind, men are visual creatures, so it doesn't take a lot for them to be attracted, okay? Um, what really matters is if a woman pays you a compliment, okay? And not from the thing that she's attracted to. No, that's not what I'm saying at all. It just means a little more when a woman compliments you, because it's like, we're so used to women being catty that when a woman actually compliments another woman, it's like, oh, thank you, like, thank you so much, and it's like, with a guy, it's like, yeah, thanks, but it's like, and nothing bad to the guys. It's just that, we know that you're visual creatures, and it doesn't take a lot for you guys, not meant to, that's not talking down on you at all, gentlemen, if you're watching, okay? It just means a lot when a woman says it to us, because it's like, it's like kind of a camaraderie thing. Like, oh, I see you, girl. I see you too. It's that kind of thing. So, oh, I love this outfit. Oh my goodness, it's so Cher. This is so Cher and Clueless. Is this Ralph Lauren? Oh my god. Oh, I love it. Is it? Let me look at this stuff here. Ralph Lauren? Or is this Calvin Klein? I have to find out what this is. I'm assuming that it's Ralph Lauren. See, by this, Ralph Lauren. If it is Ralph Lauren. This is adorbs. I love this. Ladies, isn't this so cute? The pinkish purple and the little silhouette and everything. It's so cute. She's like a walking rose. Oh, I love it. I love being a girl. I do. Sense of humor. Don't take yourself so seriously. Okay? Don't be overly insulted at the little things that people do. It's like, chuckle at it, laugh it off. Okay? If you can't have some self-effacing humor, I mean, you're taking yourself way too seriously. And people are going to be like, well, she has like no sense of humor. She's kind of a stick in the mud. The last thing you want to do is be a beautiful stick in the mud. Okay? So have a sense of humor. All right? Don't take yourself so seriously. Learn to laugh at yourself sometimes. Not all the time, but don't let people, kind of use that as an excuse to insult you. But, when it calls for it, have a sense of humor to chuckle, kind of laugh it off. Okay? Oh, I'm loving this. I just love the whole padded bag and this whole ensemble here. I just love it. Oh, Lasai, Paris. One day, my love. One day. Paris. I want to go to Paris. If my masculine's watching, I want to go to Paris. Can we go to Paris? Yeah, look at that. Oh, the Eiffel Tower. Oh. Be open for communication. That's the thing right here. Let me take some more water. Be open for communication. That means don't be so combative. Listen to the man when he has something to say. Listen to him. Okay? Because when you listen to him, he'll listen to you. That's where the steady flow of communication comes from. Don't be combative. You can't be ladylike if you're getting all up in his face. You can't. Be competent to lead a conversation as well. Don't wait for him to do all of the talking. It's like, bring something up. I saw this in the paper the other day, or, show that you're not just a pretty face. Okay? because men have a certain way of thinking. It could be a if you're just a pretty face, then you're pretty much gonna be treated that way, as just a pretty face with no brain in her head. Show that you have a brain in your head. Okay, don't be combative. Be flowing in the conversation, but show that you are very well versed in quite a bit of subjects. It's going to add to your appeal. Okay, love yourself. Okay, and there's a difference between conceit and true love of yourself. Okay, you don't need to take 1,000 selfies. Okay, you don't need 1,000. I mean, how many different angles can we get of the same person? We know what you look like. Okay, loving yourself meaning that while you still retain a lot of your femininity, you, in a very feminine way, but firm, let people know, I'm not going to take this treatment. There are ways of saying it that make you sound eloquent and um, intelligent and not getting in people's faces. Okay? Like, perhaps, like, if you get into some kind of mini verbal altercation, I can understand how you would feel that way. But I have to tell you that I have noticed XYZ, and say it very calmly but firmly. Okay? Because it's only the people that don't feel like they're going to be heard that need to shout. Okay? I don't know what this is, interlocutor. Look at people in the eye. Okay? And I've told you about this before with the whole body language. Look people in the eye. I've noticed that when I look people in the eye, they don't, there's some people that don't like me looking at them in the eye. I guess it's the Scorpio thing. It's like they say that Scorpios, when a Scorpio looks at you in the eye, it's like, oh gosh, you're going to see right down into my soul. I'm a Scorpio rising. So it's like, and my friend tells me that, even though I'm Taurus, that she sees me more as Scorpio. I look more Scorpio to her, so yeah, I get, I can see how that looks that way. Mm. Although I might seem more Taurus with this video right here. I guess it just depends on what the time of day it is. Try to be successful. Well, that goes without saying. Okay, try your best to be successful, and don't do it by underhanded scheming means. Okay. Be more feminine by laughing and being friendly. Have a joie de vivre about you. Have this, along with not taking yourself so seriously. You can be able to crack a joke. Okay, try not to crack a crass joke, but crack a joke. Maybe a corny joke here and there. Okay, develop your emotional life. Get your emotions in check. Realize that there is a time for you to be emotional about something, and there's a time for you to be intellectual and logical about something. Okay, know the balance between the two. I'm really liking these outfits, guys. I don't know, man. I just love this whole ensemble here. I love this. This is so cute. Look at these boots. See, she got it right. She got it right. She got this completely right. She got it all the way right. Be confident. And you hear a lot of people saying be confident. It really doesn't matter what other people say about you. It matters what you say about you. Okay? Remember that beauty is in the eye of the beholder, and somebody that doesn't like you will always find something wrong with you. Okay? Try not to make that your problem. All right? Ugh, those shoes. I'm loving them. I will bust my behind in those shoes, but oh well. Those are clearly 6 inch or at least 5.5 inch stilettos. Oh, so freaking cute. Be more feminine by being sociable. Don't be a wallflower. Get out and if you're at a party, go out and meet people. I know it's hard for a shyer person, okay? But a lot of times we project energy out and not even realize it. If you're feeling, oh, nobody is going to want to talk to me, then you're kind of projecting that energy out, and it's something you don't see. You don't see energy, but it's something that you're projecting out there, and then it's going to change the energy of the room, and you're not going to want to. If you just say to yourself, "Look, this is me. I only know how to be me. That's it," and own it. That's how you can be sociable. Okay. Most of all, be yourself. People will always be able to tell if you are putting on an act. Okay, no matter how many glamour spells are are done, as some people like to put the glamour spells to try to make them look a certain way, but they're not that kind of way. If they weren't slinging the spells, you would see just how insecure they really are. Okay, so that's something to keep in mind too. Final word. What is the final word? I'm not really feeling this outfit right here. I don't like all the holes and everything. I don't like the hobo chic. I don't like hobo chic. Let's see here. Let's just go into the number 10 here. Oh, how to be feminine and 10 times more attractive. Um, I feel like this is not going to be very, very long. We're almost done with this video. How to be feminine and 10 times more attractive, which your mom and grandma would have told you if they'd known. As a young adult, it made me angry when someone implied that men and women are different because they showed they were prejudiced. Interesting. I saw that as the old, unenlightened thinking, I smugly believed I knew the truth. Everyone was the same, regardless of gender. No, no. If we were all meant to be all feminine or all masculine, there wouldn't be men and women. It would be only men or only women. Okay, we're not living on Themyscira. Okay, where Wonder Woman is from, where there were no men there. Okay, all right. I knew how to be assertive, speak up for my rights, and correct others for their backward thinking. I was charming like that, but I didn't know how to be feminine or even recognize my own astonishing power as a woman. There's a power in being feminine, soft, at times docile, um, not having to have the last word in everything. Okay. That's something that I have to work on, honestly, because I always have to have the last word. Always. Sorry. How many times have I gotten into altercations with people here on YouTube? And it's like, you make one, I'm going to make one too. We can do this all day long. Okay, because I got to have the last word. Sorry. Sorry. It's not going to end with that. Nope. Nope. So that's something that I have to work on. Looking back, I feel sad for the clueless younger version of me. I was so hopelessly ignorant of the valuable contributions that I bring to my relationship and to the world as a woman that I tried to avoid seeming feminine. I equated femininity with weakness. I was afraid my gifts were repulsive. You see, this is the curse that modern feminism has placed on women. That you have to be, in order to be taken seriously, you have to be like a man. You have to act like a man. You can't be soft and dignified and classy as a lady in order to be heard. This and this is why there's such a clash between the sexes. Now that I know what it looks like to be feminine, I find there's such ease, dignity, and comfort in it. What a relief. I feel good in my skin when I'm my feminine self. And when you're really there in your feminine self and you just love being a girl and doing girly things, why do you think I sell Avon, guys? Okay. I just enjoy the femininity of it. I enjoy it. Okay. My link is in the description box below, just in case. We came out with a very, I mean, for me, one of the most feminine things, the newest thing that we have, it's called the Sanax, and it's a rare peony derived facial cream that dramatically tightens and dramatically reduces the look of lines and wrinkles. Okay, so it's basically like youth in a jar. Okay, so if you're interested, let me know and I'll tell you more about it. When I say feminine, I don't mean manipulative or overtly sexual. I'm talking about honoring my feminine spirit, which I'll explain. Learning how to be feminine rocked my relationship and my world in the best way I can imagine. Men want a feminine woman, okay? They don't want a doormat, of course, but they don't want someone that is just as manly as they are. What is the point then of them coming into your life if there's no room for them to have the role as the man? And I'm sure you gentlemen would agree with me. You know, I'm sure you would agree with me. I mean, okay, if we can get into your brains for just a little bit, I'm sure you would agree. All right. There are no clothes, makeup, or plastic surgery that can come close to having the irresistible magnetism of the feminine spirit in a woman. And she's absolutely right about that. You're not wearing makeup every single minute of the day, okay? At some point, the makeup comes off, okay? And then are you still going to feel feminine once that makeup comes off? See, that's another thing that you have to look at too. Is your femininity tied up in how you look? Is your femininity tied up in the makeup, the lashes, this, that, and the other thing? Okay. Do you still feel overtly feminine when all of that comes off and you're in sweats or you're in, your lounge clothes, okay, with a top knot? Okay. Do you still feel feminine? Okay. Excuse me. Receive graciously. And that was in the last article too. Be gracious. Please and thank you are still very, very magical words. They show respect. And there's nothing more attractive than that. Okay? Receptivity is the essence of femininity. We're the receptive portion of this dynamic. Okay? I'm going to repeat that just to make sure you don't miss it. It's the key to blowing wide open the whole mystery of how to be feminine. Receptivity is the essence of femininity. To be more feminine, be more receptive. Here's how. Consider receiving gifts, compliments, and help graciously. That means if your husband says you look cute when you have bed hair, you say thank you and nothing else. No need to explain that your hair is a mess. He has eyes too, and he doesn't seem to think that matters. Just receive. Okay? It means if a coworker says, "Do you want some help moving the chairs back?" and you feel guilty because it's your responsibility, you smile and only say, "Thank you." Receiving graciously also means that if someone, your man, a friend, a coworker, offers you a present, you receive that too. Hannah decided to activate her feminine gifts when her boyfriend, Sam, her new boyfriend, Sam, offered to repair her dilapidated car at his shop. She agreed, even though she was afraid she would owe him something in return. He also wanted her to drive his expensive luxury car in the meantime. To make it even more uncomfortable for Hannah, he put new tires on her car for free. It was all Hannah could stand to let him give her so much. She was nervous because she wasn't used to such generosity, but she was determined to experiment with being feminine by being receptive. Instead of demanding something in return, Sam was happy and proud that he had been able to help her so much. This is what they don't tell you in these classes, okay? A man at his core likes to rescue, likes to feel needed, feel like the superhero, okay? He wants to feel needed. If he doesn't feel like you need him because you're being just as masculine as he is, then it's going to do something to him, and it destroys the dynamic of the entire fabric of your relationship with him. Okay? You have to allow yourself to be receptive and feminine. And it's not weak to do that. You see, modern femininity has taught you that it's wrong to be feminine, traditionally feminine. And we have to challenge that, okay? Because it's part of an agenda, okay? She got to feel special. Oh, wait a minute. Instead of demanding something in return, Sam was happy and proud that he had been able to help her so much. He seemed intent to find his next mission in service of bettering her life so he could make her beam with happiness again. Okay? And this is just men across the board. I mean, there's your DM and just men in general. Okay? They want to feel, also be, now this is not to tell you this to be swindled. Okay? If your intuition is telling you that this guy means no good, don't accept anything from that person. Say, thank you, but no thank you. Okay? And just walk away. Okay? And you have to know the difference between the two. So I'm just letting out that disclaimer right now. Okay? Always listen to your intuition, ladies. Instead of demanding something in return, Sam was happy. Okay. She got to feel special and have a roadworthy car, and he got to feel like her hero. Win-win. I mean, it's pretty much simple, okay, guys, ladies. I have to stop that. The man wants to feel useful in your life. He wants to feel like he's bringing something to you in his existence, bringing something of value to you. A man wants to feel like he's helping you, okay? Modern feminism, like, for the things that it's accomplished, it's, it's done its share of damage as well. It has, and those are facts, you know. Um, and there's some people that would disagree with me and saying that you're supporting misogyny and all of that. And you can say what you want to say, but all I know is that, quite honestly, I have never felt closer to my masculine by remaining in my feminine energy. I've never felt closer to him. Um, the bond is stronger, okay? Because he's doing his part, I'm doing my part, okay? And it just works. It works. So consider my words, ladies, okay? It's a process, but I feel in time you'll see that what I'm saying bears a kernel of truth, okay? Imagine if she had said, "Oh, you don't have to do that," and missed the chance to receive. She would have cheated herself out of the special treatment he wanted to give her, and he would have missed out on feeling proud and heroic. Lose lose. Women are built to receive. Think of your body as a metaphor. When it comes to sex, you are built to receive. So is your spirit, okay? Men are fundamentally attracted to the feminine, okay? So the more receptive you are, the more feminine you will be. You could be wearing not a stitch of makeup, okay? No perfume, no nothing. But if you know how to be feminine, even when you're not wearing that, there's a response to that, okay? But it's not always easy. It wasn't for me at first. I found it nearly impossible to be receptive at times, so I rejected lots of gifts, compliments, and help. I always had my reasons. I thought I would owe a debt, but that's not possible. By definition, gifts are free. Same with compliments and offers to help. Now, there's a lot of people that are probably going to say, well, you shouldn't be accepting gifts from strange men. Yes, that I will agree with that. Okay, but I'm not really talking about the instance here that she outlines in the article. I'm talking about um, people in your close circle. Okay, because you really do, as a woman, have to really use your intuition. If you're sizing the guy up and down and he seems like he's not being genuine or just a nice person, okay, and that he's hoping to get something out of you, then that's when you firmly tell him no thank you and walk away. Okay, and there needs to be no explanation after that. Okay, you don't owe him an explanation. All right, so I want to make that very, very clear. Alrighty, so I always had my reasons. I thought I would owe a debt, but that's not possible. By definition, gifts are free. Same with compliments and offers to help. Sometimes I was trying to prove I could pull my own weight. This is what I wanted to make this kind of distinction here as well. What she's calling gifts, uh, I don't know if gifts are the real accurate word to use with this, because when you're being helped, it's a blessing to be helped. I would call them blessings instead of gifts. Blessings. Okay. I don't know what this author's spiritual leanings are, but being a follower of Christ myself, I would call these blessings, not gifts. Okay. Um, so let's move forward. Let's see here. Other times I had another agenda. I didn't want my husband to buy me flowers because it was a waste of money. I wanted to save money. Let the man buy you a gift. This is one of the ways he shows you that he loves you. Okay? Or I felt undeserving, if I'm honest, and vulnerable. But each time I rejected what was offered to make my life easier and more pleasant, I missed a chance to feel special, to get special treatment. I missed the chance to feel intimate with the person who was trying to lighten my load or delight me, especially my husband. If he gives you flowers just because, accept the flowers graciously. Stop thinking about your bank account. That's why romance dies so many times in these relationships. Poor receiving made me less attractive. Look at that. When my husband discovered he couldn't make my life sweeter and easier with his efforts because I rejected them for whatever reason, the intimacy suffered. Today, my priority is to have intimacy, to choose to be feminine, above other silly reasons for not receiving. I have good receiving muscles now that I've been practicing. You can start practicing too. If a man offers to put your bag in the overhead compartment on a plane, say thank you. If the bagger at the grocery store offers to help you out to the car, consider saying thank you. And that's simply thank you. If your husband offers to change the comforter cover and you fear he'll put it on sideways, say only thank you. Sometimes it's the thought that counts. If he says you're beautiful on a day when you don't feel beautiful, accept his point of view and honor your feminine spirit by saying only thank you. There's nothing more feminine than knowing you deserve to be admired, helped, and adored. So let's have a little homework, guys, ladies, okay, and guys too. If the guys are listening, if the gentlemen are listening, I want to hear from both of you, the men and the women. What were your thoughts on this video today? What do you have to offer to the conversation? Because this is meant to bridge the gap between masculine and feminine instead of causing more of a divide. I want to unify the man and the woman, not tear them apart. There's enough of that modern feminism, quote unquote, that is really emasculating the man. And I, frankly, for one, as a very feminine female, am tired of seeing our men be raked through the coals, making sweeping generalizations of the entire male sex because of a few bad apples. Try understanding the man. Try understanding him. Understand him, and the more you understand him, the more he'll want to understand you. And that, my friends, that is where the fabric that has been torn through modern feminism and also misogyny from toxic masculinity, we can bridge that gap and heal that wound. I hope this was helpful. I plan on making more videos like this. If you would like any styling, cosmetic tips, let me know, ladies. I would be more than happy to help you. That makes me very, very happy to be able to help you, ladies. Feel like the queens that you are. And without further ado, I'm going to end this video. If there's any suggestions you have for a future video of this sort, let me know. I'm open to suggestions. And until next time, please like, share, and subscribe. And I will talk to you soon. God bless you all.